If you're a young athlete that's trying to make it, listen to this video and learn from the mistakes that Malik Henry made. It is not easy to make it to the NFL. It's literally the 1% of all athletes that can make it to the NFL level, which makes it always more depressing when you see someone who has the talent to get there, but the choices that they make is what keeps them from reaching their highest potential. Unfortunately, Malik Henry's story is one of those where it wasn't the decisions he was quite making on the field that hindered him, but it was the decisions he was making off the field that derailed his career. Malik Henry found himself as a 5-star recruit and one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. He was supposed to be the next great quarterback. Cannon for an arm, elite footwork, and a football IQ that had scouts really raving about him. But what happened? Why did this blue chip recruit flame out at the University of Florida State, then at junior college, and once again at the University of Nevada? We dive into this story of Malik Henry. He was ranked the number 2 pro-style quarterback in the nation by 24/7 Sports back in 2016. He had all the offers that you could imagine: Alabama, Ohio State, UCLA, but Malik Henry chose Florida State. And of course, as soon as he got there, people were already saying this is a Heisman candidate. And when you're a young kid, you have to tune out all the distractions, and you just have to work. And it's not always the decisions that's made on the field, but it's what you do outside of the field and the type of people that you surround yourself. And these cracks were already starting to show as soon as he got on campus. He enrolled early at the University of Florida State in 2016, hoping to win the starting job, and he actually balled out at the spring game. You don't see too many true freshman quarterbacks have a really good spring game performance because A, you don't see too many people enroll early, and B, get the playbook down to where they can actually execute. But he went 15 of 22 passes for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. This instantly had that stock soaring for him. But within months, reports emerged that he was already clashing with teammates and clashing with coaches. Head coach at the time, Jimbo Fisher, ended up suspending him before the season even started for what was called violation for team rules. Now, of course, this is something that they never flat out came and said that this is what Malik Henry did. Jimbo Fisher was not going to do that. You can do your own research. I don't want to just throw speculation out there because when it's not evidence, I don't want to feed into it. But of course, it has been reported that he was clashing and that there were issues between him and players and coaches, and then even more on top of it outside of the field. Jimbo simply reported that we have high standards here and everybody is expected to meet them. Once a 5-star recruit, the number 2 quarterback in the nation, Malik never even played a single down for Florida State. And by December, he announced that he was leaving the program. And this is when it brings us to Independence Community College, which is why most people even know who Malik Henry is because Netflix had their documentary all about Independence Community College for Last Chance U. It was a tiny town with big football ambitions. The school just brought in Coach Jason Brown, a loudmouth, brash leader who was not afraid to call out his players, and it made for prime TV, and Netflix got huge ratings off of it.
That's horrible, man!
And while there were some good plays Malik Henry had, and despite leading the team to a bowl game win, Malik's season was marred by emotional outbursts, benchings, confrontations. The talent was obvious, but you know what was probably even more obvious was the attitude problems.
To play whoever you bringing in, I'm gonna have to play.
We'll get it. You can't get all frustrated though.
I really want to go in too deep into the attitude problems because I don't want this to turn into just completely bashing on Malik Henry. He is a human being. He just made bad mistakes. But if you're a young athlete, you've got to be able to see, just because you have the talent doesn't give you the ability to just walk all over everybody and have no ramifications for your actions. Trust me, if you watch the documentary in Netflix, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, all you got to do is go watch it. It's still there, and then you will instantly see what I'm talking about. And with the confrontations on the sidelines, his multiple benchings that he took from the head coach, scouts were watching, but they were pretty concerned. And it's even just like outside of all that, Malik's JUCO tape didn't even scream that he was NFL ready. It probably more or less screamed drama, if I'm being honest. But of course, the talent and the ability was still there. And that is when, and in 2019, Henry got another shot, this time at the University of Nevada. Guys, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss more videos like this. And we do film breakdowns, anything and everything football. If you like that, join the family. The head coach for the University of Nevada at the time was Jay Norvell, and he was cautiously optimistic, hoping that Malik Henry, through his time at Florida State, having to go to community college, that he would have learned from his mistakes. You see this time and time again. I mean, there's multiple great players who have to go to community college. Someone like a Cam Newton goes down to community college, balls out, and then he's ready for his chance and all these things. So you're just hoping that it's one of those cases again. And at first, things did look promising. He was named the starter mid-season after other quarterbacks struggled. But unfortunately, his play just didn't match it. 593 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions in 3 games. Turnovers, inconsistency, and then reported issues in the locker room. Within weeks, he was benched. Shortly after, he was no longer listed on the team's depth chart. And that was the end of Malik Henry's college career. Listen, spotty play, while yes, it could get you benched and you could lose your job. But you can always work your way out of that. If you're a hard worker, you keep your head down, you're in the playbook, and you don't shy away from competition, you can always find your way back. You don't get kicked off the team for making mental or bad mistakes on the field. You get kicked off the team if you cause a divide and if you are a potential cancer. And this was now the second team he got kicked off, and there were a lot of reports out there that he wasn't even going to be welcomed back at the University of Independence, which is why he was really searching for that third opportunity. Since this time, Malik Henry has bounced around so many different places, playing in multiple indoor football leagues. And at one point, he's been playing pretty well at times. But then he's bounced around, and there's been constant locker room issues, getting in confrontation with players and coaches. He even made it to the Canadian Football League, grabbed a sandwich, and then eventually got cut very quickly. So when you ultimately take a step back and you ask yourself, what went wrong? Malik Henry had all the tools: arm strength, accuracy, athleticism coming out of high school. But those things really don't mean anything if you don't have leadership at that position, discipline, and maturity that develops over time. Attitude and coachability, clashes with coaches at every stop he had. Emotional immaturity, frequently benched for behavior issues, and inconsistency on the field. Me personally, those first two really develops into being inconsistent on the field. If you don't get the first two right, then you're going to start seeing mistakes pop up even more on the field. Being a quarterback isn't just about throwing the football. It's about leading a team, earning trust, and responding to adversity. Unfortunately, Malik just never seemed to develop those qualities. So once a 5-star recruit, Malik Henry is now out of the spotlight. He's not playing college ball. There is no more path to the NFL. And his story is a cautionary tale of that if you have the talent, you will not make it on talent alone. I want you to know that I hope Malik Henry is able to climb out of this and he's able to shed some light on his trials and tribulations and be able to help young athletes later down the road. While yes, talent is going to give you opportunities, it's your character that keeps you on the field. What do you guys think? What Malik Henry simply misunderstood, or did he squander these chances he had given to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to The Coach Plays. And until next time, guys, as always, stay humble, stay kind. Peace.